my fellow creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel. You know what, guys? I haven't made any Christmas cards all year. Now, you may or may not know that I do an annual holiday card donation in December to a local skilled nursing facility. And I typically donate anywhere between 400 to 500 cards, depending on the number of residents and staff members that they have. So I usually make Christmas cards all year, from January until right before I donate in December. But I started to realize as I was going through all my cards, I haven't made any this year. So I'm a little bit behind. So I decided to pull out one of my Christmas kits that I have from Echo Park. And this is A Very Merry Christmas. And decided to make some cards using this. Now, I've already made a few. Let me show you. So I've made a few, and I used a sketch from jesscrafts.com. I made more than a few. I'm going to end up smashing this kit. But I thought after I made them, I should probably share with my friends how I did this. So that's what we're going to do today. So I really only have 2 sheets left from the paper pad, and it's the same sheet, the same print. So it's 2 of the same print. So I'm going to be using both sides of this pattern paper. And then here's the sketch that I used. I used the 12 by 12 paper busting template for A2 cards, number 30 from jesscrafts.com. Now I'll link to Jess Crafts in the description box, as well as to any of the products that I use that are still available. Now, Jess Crafts has a lot of free sketches that you can download. She also has some that you can purchase, or you can also purchase like the whole bundle, all her sketches for A2 cards, or all her sketches for slimline cards. She has sketches for all different size cards. And then she also has sketches for using your 6x6 paper, your 12x12 paper, your, what's the other size? 6x8. So all the different sizes of paper. So let's get started on making these cards. So I'm going to start by cutting the papers according to the sketch. So I'm going to bring in my Tonic Studios guillotine trimmer here. And I'll start by trimming off the branding strip at the bottom of each of the sheets of paper. That way I can start with my 12 by 12 piece of paper. Okay. I'll just move those off to the side. Now, I'm cutting the smallest piece first. So you need a piece that's 3 inches by 1.5. So it's easier to cut 1.5 from the bottom than from a smaller piece. So I'm going to go down to 1.5, which is 10.5 on this side. And I'll trim that piece off. Okay, then once I have that 1.5 piece cut off, I'm going to cut my next strip that is 5.25, and that'll give me 2 pieces or 2 lengths of paper that are 5.25 inches each. Then I can go in and I can do the 2 at the same time and cut the rest of my pieces. So I need 2 pieces that are 2 inches. So here's one 2-inch piece, here's another 2-inch piece, and then 2 4-inch pieces. So then I have all my pieces from those cut. Now this 1.5 strip, it needs to be by 3 inches. So then I'll just come down to 9, and then to 6, and then 2, 3, and there I have my 4 1.5 by 3-inch pieces. So I'll do the same with my next sheet of paper. One day we have our ups and downs, but when Oh, I almost forgot. We need to cut our mat layers. Now you don't have to use mat layers, but I'm gonna go ahead and use them. And the sketch also shows you the sizes for your mat layers. So I need a mat layer for each card that is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and also a mat layer that is 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. So let me start. Let's see. I'm gonna cut at 5 1/4 first, and then I can do 2 1/4.
Always away, and oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate.
Now this leftover piece is 1 3/4, which is the size I need for one of my other mats. So let me get this to 3 1/4. And then I'll save this little scrap and I'll show you for what in just a minute.
The snow is falling down and it is cold outside. We gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday. It means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday.
Okay, I've got all my pieces cut down and my mat layers as well. So now I have to kind of figure out which paper I'm going to put for each card. So if I use this one here, then I'm going to use the reverse. Now for the other cards I made, I used 3 sheets of 12 by 12 paper for each set I made. So I made a set of 12 with 3 sheets because each sheet of 12 by 12 paper yields 4 cards. So because I used 3 different sheets, it yielded 12. But because I only have these 2 left, I'm going to go ahead and repeat a pattern paper on my card, which I think is okay. And then I am using craft card bases. And then this it's kind of like a copper, metallic copper cardstock. Was just one I had in my stash, and I think it was from Michael's. So then what I'll do, once I get all my pieces separated, I can put them together and then we can add our image and sentiment. So let me sort out my pieces and I'll be right back.
About how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace.
Okay, now that I have everything sorted, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go with each stack and put my card pattern paper cardstock onto my copper cardstock that I cut, and then we can assemble the cards. And then for this, I am using dry adhesive because it's a kind of a shimmery cardstock. It just takes the liquid glue a little bit longer to dry.
We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday. It means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents.
right, now that I have all my matte layers adhered, I can go ahead and assemble cards. And see here, like I never trim exactly, right? I have a little bit of overhang, but I am going to go ahead and put this on my larger piece before I trim it down. So I think I'll do that with all of them, and then I'll do all the trimming afterwards. Oh, and remember those extra pieces? I'm going to use them here. So because I'm layering over more cardstock, I want it to be a little bit more level. So I am using my scraps here to kind of level this out just a little bit. And that way I'm not wasting any of my cardstock. See? And then that will go. Oh, I'm going to trim these. So let me put the rest of my pieces together, and then we'll do any trimming we need to do, and then we'll get our sentiments and images and everything adhered.
Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. Let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling. Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue.
Okay, our next step is going to be to add my sentiment with little focal image. And what I did here was I kind of decided what size little arch I wanted as my focal point, because there's not one on the sketch. There's not a focal point on there. But I decided to add this here, just like so. But I didn't really have what I needed as far as my sizes of arches for dies. And so I thought, you know, I can make my own. So I went into Canva and created this, and then I uploaded it to Cricut and did a print then cut. So I was able to cut this piece. Let me show you. So I cut a bunch of them here, and then using that same copper paper, I cut the arches just a little bit bigger, so it looks like a matte layer. And so that's what I'm using as my focal points. So again, using some more of my little scraps here, I'm going to add that to the back of my focal point, like right here, so that it lays a little more flat. So let me get these put together, and then I'll share my cards with you at the end.
That's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance. Come on. We're gonna dance. Have a good time. Dance. All night long, we're gonna dance. And have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
Alrighty friends, here's the 8 cards, all done using that sketch number 30 from Jess Crafts and this beautiful paper from Echo Park. And I think they turned out just beautifully. Now, these are the 8 we made on camera. In addition to those 8, I made 36 more. Now I feel much better. I'm off to a better start for my 2026 holiday card donation. Now, if you'd like to see how I made these focal points, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching.